Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Xenonauts in our second run. We're seeing some minor graphical issues, but this shouldn't be too much of a problem. So in our second run here, this is effectively the second stream. I think this is the third part in the run. I think we're getting the bases up a bunch quicker, which is going to be useful. Although that's making us a little bit cash strapped at the moment. We got base 1 up and well, you start with base 1 functioning. We have added another slipway, so we've got someplace where we can build interceptors and then fly them out to other bases. In base 2, we've got an interceptor that's arrived, so we've basically got a full complement of planes there. And we got a storage room, and why did I put a storage room there? Probably meant to put a missile battery there and put a storage room there by accident. But... yeah, probably meant to put a missile battery there and put a storage room there by accident. Thinking about that, let's get a missile battery here. This will keep the place protected if it comes under attack. So we got a missile battery there. We got a missile battery there. Here, do you have enough to actually get the planes here? I may already... oh, they're cute. Fair enough. That... Past Me is not being dumb. Past Me has apparently already thought of that. Construction-wise, we're in the middle of building a bunch of Jackal armors to get our guys much more likely to survive contact with the enemy. At the same time, or once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and build another Foxtrot interceptor. Tech, we're working a little bit faster. We're working on tech. We could potentially hire more scientists, which allows us to speed up on tech. Although I think we're going to work on base building a little bit more first. We got 60,000 sitting around, or 600,000 sitting around. I think that's mostly going to go into building the interceptor, right? So the interceptor is going to be another 200,000. The armor is going to be basically 200,000. And we'll probably want... once that's up, we'll probably think about getting some more radar range so we can detect the aliens better. So for the moment, let's go ahead and we'll be searching for alien contacts that we can respond to. There's our plasma tech. Studying the innards, the alien plasma pistol and plasma rifle has given us basic understanding of the science behind extraterrestrial directed energy weapons. We're not quite ready to make it our own, but work raises tantalizing possibilities of battlefield lasers. Okay. And we probably want that, because I think this is what we'd use to get our own lasers. This is a firepower upgrade. I obviously don't have the tech tree memorized, so there's probably a meta way to go through the tech tree to make it a little bit easier. From the little bit I have spoiled of myself from looking at other people's suggestions for walkthroughs, you probably want to go for armor and shields and stuff before weapons. Because, you know, keeping your people alive is often more important than killing the other guy. Okay, so we now have got interceptors over there. I don't need to go to the base to see that. We don't have a radar dish there, although the radar dish is finished soon. And there's the radar dish. Good. Okay. So I think the plan during this stream... obviously, we're going to run this until we have a problem that makes it no longer feasible to continue the run. Is kind of the plan. Tonight, we're going to try to record 4 parts, or up until we have something that makes it no longer feasible to do the run. You are Indochina? Okay. We'll send the 2 planes off after Indochina. Oh, they've gone flying off. Okay, just return to base. We'll auto-resolve here. We'll take more damage than we probably should, but there we go. So, auto-resolve. In fact, actually, this didn't take any damage, so that's good. This is way outside our Condor range. I suppose I can check to see if... I could technically send the crew out to attack this place. How big is this? This is small. Oh, we got another UFO detection. Small Arctic terrain. I think we want to attack the place that's closer to us, so we'll airstrike this for the money. And then we'll do this one. We're over land, so auto-resolve. Again, we burn through the ammo, that's not a problem. Return to base. And here, this is the one we'll go ahead and send the crew into. Though before we do that, do we have 8 people in the ship? No, we've got 6. So I should fix that. Heavy weapons. On ship. Shield. On ship. So we got 3 shields, 2 heavy weapons, 2 assaults, and a rifleman. Oh, we should bench the wounded. So you should be benched because you're wounded, you should be benched because you're wounded, and you should be benched because you're wounded. Fair enough. And then that means we want to suit up 3 other people. And then we want to go to the designs here, make sure they're equipped right. Charlie 1's got 8 assigned to it. Assault, shield, heavy weapons. We'll equip one of the privates as another shield. And then you've actually got, I think, a little bit better stats than the privates. It's hard to do a comparison a little bit sometimes in the game. Here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap you from a rifleman to be our heavy weapons guy. Second heavy weapons guy. So we'll go 2 heavy weapons, and then we'll elect one of the privates here. The one with more health to be our second assault. We have some jackal armor. So, armor probably wants to go on the guys with shields. So you get some armor. You get some armor. You get some armor. That leaves us with one more. We'll go ahead and make the more veteran assault specialist have some armor. Yeah, he's even got a medal. And then we want to save some weight. Although I could save the weight when we get there. What I could do is I could dump the backpack, the med packs on the floor on the ship, to save the weight. The other alternative is I'm probably not going to smoke or flashbang, so we'll drop the smoke and the flashbang on both the on all the shields to make them a little bit closer to their weight effectiveness. We'll keep the grenade. Shield guys, depending on the circumstance, may actually want to grenade. So leaving them with a grenade is not a bad plan. Okay, and that puts them about the appropriate way. So let's roll out with that. So yeah, the plan during this stream is to record 4 parts, or have something go wrong, and then the front ends. Reach the cast site. Engage. So this will be the first ground battle of the stream. I had a particularly early morning today, so hopefully I will not be particularly tired, and we can do this in a sane and functional manner. Instead of having other things maybe delay us. Okay. So you're an LMG. I'm gonna actually have you go check that door. Looks clear. You're the other LMG. We'll have you go check the other door. Okay, so this is probably the border, and that's the border as well. Okay, so we've got a building of some variety there. Okay. Nothing immediately concerning. Although we're maybe starting to reach the point where we're running out of good cover. Okay, that's a human, not the alien. Like the first turn. And we know where an alien is by extrapolation, the fact that we just saw one of the local civilians be shot at. Okay, no luck in finding the alien yet. I think that might be a good place to put the LMG. I'm gonna assume we're probably not gonna get people coming from that direction. Let's pull the shield guy over this way. We know there's an alien over here. Let's focus on the known instead of the unknown for the moment. Pull this LMG guy up. Might leave him on covering our rear for the moment. A bit of a far dash. Go to the cacti. And then we'll go there. Okay, I think that's a good move. Oh, we found another alien. So that poor civilian's actually caught on a crossfire from our earlier detection. Okay. We still don't know where the other one is, although we think he's over here somewhere. Not in there. Yeah, I think that was a good use of the LMG there. Usually you don't get them that close, so you have to... aim is not going to usually be that good. I don't think there's anyone in there. I don't think that's a good way around. I think we will go in the way we know. Which is that way. Okay. Okay, we found another alien. We'll see if he's staying in that door. He is staying in that door, which I'd argue for his safety is a bad choice. As I just demonstrated. You know, sometimes I appreciate when the aliens have no survival instincts, let's just say. Okay, so we spotted one. Where is he exactly? There. Okay. So we know 2 aliens are dead. We know where third one is. Although we're not in a good place to shoot the third one up. Yet, at least. Oh, yeah, you're not gonna move because you just downed an alien. And of course, we're still looking for the ship. The ship could, I think, have up to 8. Some may have died in the crash. Okay. Okay. As far as bad situations can go, that went reasonably. We got injured, but we didn't get... and we got suppressed. So what I'm going to do here is... Yes, this is likely going to be ineffective, but we're going to fire the shotgun anyway. Try to get a little bit of suppression off of the shotgun. Okay. Okay. 3 aliens dead. 1 person mildly injured. The question is, where are the rest? Because the map hasn't ended, so we know there's at least 1 more somewhere. Of course, we haven't found their ship. They're probably on the ship. But yeah, I think this second run is definitely going better than the first. Hopefully not jinxing it with that statement. Okay. So you are going to swap shotgun for med pack. Because we've got a lull. And then you're going to med pack yourself. And you've actually got a lot of action points left of that. So put the med pack back in your back. Pull up the pistol. Or pull up the shotgun. And call it a good day. Shield guys should probably be the guys doing the early reconnaissance here as we try to find the ship. My understanding is one critique of... and there we go, finding the ship. One critique of Xenonauts is it doesn't necessarily have a lot of map variety, so if you know where the stuff is, finding the ship, for example, is probably not super hard. It's an interesting opportunity, potentially shooting down from that window. I don't know if there's any other cover down there. I may send the machine gunner up to do that. We'll stay there. Also, a little bit of a phone call there. Someone was ringing. I'm not the only person in the house, so I'm not the one who responds to phone calls usually. So it didn't really affect the recording. We were able to continue to do a little bit of work. And then from that perspective, don't think we're going to get the action points right now to fire it, but yeah, could blow the door off. You probably have the action point move up. Okay, that's probably the best cover we have that's not the second story. No, you gotta stay there because you just got no action points. That's fair. We haven't seen any indication that they're popping out the door yet, so I'm not too worried that that's not a particularly great spot. Although maybe I should be. I haven't had the best of track record because of not getting our guys killed. Although, at least in this run, they've mostly been due to friendly fire incidents with the machine guns. Or other weapons. So I think they're in the ship. I think they're... because I think we heard the interior door going there. So there's at least one in the ship. If my guesses are correct. Oops, no, I wanted to select the shield guy, not tell the other shield guy to move that direction. Can't quite get there. Again, unless we get like jumped from the ship, I think we're fine. Take some sweeping moves here to get closer to the ship. We're not necessarily in a rush, but at the same time, we're not necessarily needing to not rush. We can do what we want to. Hopefully, this should not be too severe of a likelihood to friendly fire. We're gonna move this guy before we shoot. Okay, things are going decently well, given the circumstances. Door's still intact. That was number... No, that was... Who did the shooting? Well, I know who did the shooting. Number 4. 4 did the shooting. Okay. Get our shield guys pointing the right direction. Okay, next turn, I think we will be good and golden for a entry. Okay, I think it's entry time. Let's have the guy who's not going to be able to go in, which is 5... No, 4? 4. Do the actual DACA to open the door. Nope, door's not open. We'll just buy another turn. I'm not in a rush. Okay, door's open. Let's, we know where one is. I'm gonna move the shield guy first. Because I'm a little worried about a little bit of a friendly fire incident there. Open fire. No dice. Not enough action points to reload. There we go. That's what I kind of wanted to do before we move in, was attempt to suppress the guy. Which we then successfully did. There's a second one. That's not exactly the method I intended for you to get there, but that'll work. Oops. Nope. Okay. It'll be fine. I can work with that. The positioning around the front door there, I think, got in our way. In a way that I wasn't quite expecting. Really? No, no, no. Okay. You look that way. Look that way. Should now be space for you to safely move up into that cover. And for you to do the same. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. The guys with the shields can't jump over the wall. That makes sense. And then our machine gunners... Granted, given the circumstances, I think the machine gunners being empty is maybe not a problem, but... because then they can't friendly fire our guys in the back. Yeah, I'm just going to leave you unloaded so you can't dump a mag into the back of our guys. We know there's at least one more. I'm thinking he's in the back of the ship. He could be anywhere on the map, to be fair. Don't know where he is yet. Don't have to reload. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to take the moment to reload here on the machine gunners, so they're actually armed. I might risk a little bit of friendly fire. Oh. So, he wasn't in the ship. That's how we won. One of the aliens was running around the map. I think we just heard him go through the door near the end. So we won one of the missions. One of the aliens escaped. Otherwise, we successfully killed and acquired all the equipment. We got one person injured, but otherwise that was a pretty good run. 53,000. UFO 19 detected. Send the Indochina interceptors after them. Go to that last location. Wasn't far off. No luck. Okay. Turn back to base. 19 detected. We haven't refueled yet, so we're gonna have to just accept. We're not ready to go after it again. And now we're refueled, but we've lost the contact. And we can see we're going through resources. This is the construction of armor in the background going on. And we have an objective to complete alien biology. I think that's because one of the sort of story progressions, again, much like XCOM, I think you have to first kill an alien, you have to capture an alien alive, so you can interrogate the alien, that sort of stuff. Laser weaponry. Infantry laser weapons previously existed only in the realm of science fiction. Any laser powerful enough to be a viable combat weapon would need a battery the size of a truck. The word impractical being an understatement. And of course, alien technology has changed that. So from heavy to small looks like the way we're going to be working through the laser weapons. Might as well start research into that, although we are getting into sort of more advanced tech, so this tech is going to be going pretty slow. Oh, and after I queue that up, you give me the smaller ones. Oh no, we've already gone far enough along that we can build the small ones. We just need that to do the bigger ones. Fair enough. So we make laser pistols, we can make laser carbines, we can make laser rifles, and we can make precision lasers, which are presumably the sniper rifle of the equivalent. Notably in there, we probably do want the pistols. Pistols wouldn't be too bad. That would definitely help with all the guys running around with shields, giving them something to defend themselves more effectively with. Although, I'm not going to change up our queue order. We're still going to do all the armor, then we're going to get the interceptor going, and then we'll do the pistols next. Missile battery is made up in Central America, so I believe... Do all the bases have a... Oh, actually, no. Here we've got, you know, the crew. So we're going to defend against alien assaults, but defending against alien assaults. The other places we've got missile batteries to keep the aliens from just landing on the base. So then, the question is, can I afford radar arrays? And the answer right now is no, though that's the next thing we're going to work on before we build base 4. You have a 20. Okay, so I think this is the fighter getting us. Managed to take it down. Continue going after the initial target. Okay, yeah, that was the fighter. So the 3 of them were able to handle the fighter, no problem. Got a fighter data core, got some alien alloy. Okay. Disappeared from radar section, we'll go back to base. Foxtrot 1 is low on fuel, return to base, okay. Not resolve. Return to base. We lost our contact around here, so I'm tempted to send the ground crew out to attack this crash site. It's a small crash site, so we would still get... Should still be an easy fight. Maybe a good way to think about it. Only one person was wounded. Are they still on the team? Or have they recovered? They may have recovered already, because they were only lightly wounded. So you're still wounded, you're still wounded. And yeah, I think our wounded person has recovered, so he recovered pretty quickly. He was very lightly wounded. Let's swap you for you, and then we'll send the team out. ETA 22. Well, it's a pretty long flight. I think it's still be able during the day though, so I think we're still good. Return to base. I think that is a enemy fighter aircraft. Maybe an enemy fighter aircraft. It disappeared. Okay. Turn to base. We're gonna lose the daylight before we get there again, so we're gonna airstrike it because we don't wanna lose the opportunity to get our money. And ideally we want the ground battles to be around the North African base. Production Jackal armor is complete. So to the workshop we go. One other interceptor. And now the away team can be fully armed with armor. Here we go. Should hopefully make them a little bit more survivable. That's the follow-up on the fighter being taken out. The fighters, other than attacking your aircraft, don't have ground missions because they're so small. Foxtrot Interceptor is complete. So we're going to relocate you to Indochina. Yeah, which has the landing pad. So I could go ahead and grab an extra interceptor, but I'm not going to bother for the moment. Let's get... some pistols going. Get 3 pistols going. Because we've got 3 shield guys, so 1 for each shield guy. This should upgrade basically the firepower on the shield guys. And then we'll probably jump over... I don't know if I want to do carbines or laser rifles. And to be fair, we want 1, unless the laser carbine's like a shotgun. I don't think it is. Medium contact. Send the Foxtrot and the Condors after it. 100% chance of victory. Did go through all the ammo, but that's fine. We send everyone after it. Return to base. We do probably want to drop on this drop site. This is more likely to be a harder drop site. Well, this is in this area, so I don't actually have any interceptors ready until those ones refuel. Small, we will intercept that with these guys. And I think this is a good place to put a part break in. This episode I think is going to be a bit long if I do this mission in this episode for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll go into this battle at Crash Site 13 in the next episode, which should be up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break to stretch the legs and sip a little bit of tea, and then we'll get right back to recording. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.